Since the quarantine has us all pinned in like a bunch of caged animals, I have had enough of sitting around home, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go out. I'm going to just explore some places, go magnet fishing. I've got a full tank of gas. I don't have to stop for any gas or fuel. I've got some drinks with me. Got some good Milo's, sweet tea. So I don't have to go in anywhere. And I can go out and do stuff outside. So as long as I don't have to go anything public, I'm gonna go see what I can find to get into. So what we are doing today is basically, right now we are driving. Really don't have any place in mind. We're going to check out one awesome fort though I want to share with you guys. You've seen this on a video before here, but we've got the drone in the back. It's a little windy, so we may or may not get to take the drone up today. But we're gonna go check this place out a little bit and just check in. So just to get out for a little while. We may do some magnet fishing. So basically this episode is just a vlog, I guess you could say. We're going to go out and have some fun. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let's get into the video.
A few moments later.
Okay, so you may or may not be able to see in front of me right now, but it doesn't look like I'm the only one that wanted to get out. There's a boat in front of me, a little bitty boat, so obviously this guy wants to do some fishing, but he has almost ran off the road like 4 or 5 times. Oh, hello. And maybe he has a little bit of too much beers in his system. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to go towards good old Fort Mims, and I want to show you guys something right here. Let's pull off the road. Something very cool I want to share with you guys if we don't get stuck here. This is we are in the community of Tensas. And this is a very old community. It was native to the Mississippians, the Tehoms, Mobilians, and Creeks. They live in this area for years. And Tensas was named for the Tensas people who lived nearby this area in the early 1720s. And they farmed the area here, the bottomlands and the foothills here, and it's very close to water, so they had a lot of creeks and fish here. But this is very cool. And this is the old site of the community of Tensas, which is now all woods, but there's still some roads and remnants of all home places here. And hopefully when the snakes die down, we can check it out. So a lot of things happened in this area during the 1720s and all the way up through the early 1800s, including the main part of the Creek Indian Wars, which was really culminated in its beginning here in this area. So this is a pretty neat place, and pretty neat to check out. If you're ever in this area, please do. We're in Tensas, Alabama, and a very neat old community. Not much here now, but very cool. This is another very cool sign that's on this road, and it's commemorating the site of the old federal road, which ran all the way through Alabama into Florida. Some of it went to Georgia and Tennessee as well. But this was the site of the federal road here, and the federal road was used to carry mail and different goods on. In 1811, the U.S. Army widened the route for wagons and it was used by settlers joining, and it joined through this portion of the Mississippi territory, and it points west of here. This particular part of the federal road led towards a ferry, which was called Mims Ferry, and it was on the Alabama River, and it passed near the Mims plantation at Fort Mims and Boatyard Lake, where we are headed now. And there was a lot of wagons that saw time on this road. It was rutted, muddy. There was not many bridges here, and it was a difficult road to go down, and it usually took someone days to go down this road. So it was just a very bad road to be on during the time, because wagon wheels would break commonly, and this road had a lot of wagon breaks along it, which is the reason why if you come along the federal road and look at some of the spots, you'll find a lot of artifacts from old wagons. Here's our little community that stretches through to Fort Mims here. And again, we're right on the Alabama River, so you can just see all the houses that's here. Looks like river houses. Basically is party central for a lot of these people, I think. But yeah, this is what it looks like as we enter the site. You'll see all these homes here, and just around this curve is Fort Mims, and you can see the gates of the fence right here outlining the fort now. And there we are. There's our first glimpse at Fort Mims. Let's check her out. Okay guys, so we are walking into the fort right now, and very beautiful out here. It's a pretty cool day, and we're gonna go up under the patio here and drop off our drone. Inside of here we have our DJI Phantom, and let's take a little walk around Fort Mims and check it out. Okay, so we're walking through now, and as you can see, it's no one but me here, which is great because I'm not around any people with everything going on right now. I don't even really want to get out the house, but we are out at Fort Mims now, and this is a place I've done a lot of work over the course of the years. It's a place here at home for me, and it's near and dear to my heart. But you guys can watch a video I shot here a few videos back in the channel. Go check that out. I'm not going to go into the entire history just because it's long and drawn out. But basically, in August of 1813, there was a battle here. It was the battle that started the Creek Indian Wars, or the Red Stick Wars, as it's commonly called. And it was a massacre. And there were over 500 women and children and soldiers and Creek warriors killed in this location. And it's a very cool place to visit. There's a little blockhouse there that served as the main part of the fort. It's defenses. There's a cowette. Yeah, don't ever get bit by one of those. But you can see the well here, which is where a lot of the remains were thrown. Now, all of this is recreations of what was here. This is not original to the site, but it's in the original locations, which is pretty cool. But the blockhouse was the main defense of the site, and there was another actually being constructed here during the time of the battle. It was not finished. But this is the well. This is where a lot of the bodies were thrown, and there was a round cistern here. It had a plank covering that helped keep out animals and stuff. So yeah, pretty neat. Let's take a walk inside of this blockhouse and just see what it looks like. Right now, it looks like they've cleaned up a little bit out here, a lot actually. But here you go. There's no light in here, but you can see the yeah, you can see where they stood up on, or had it as a table as well. Had to shoot out the loopholes. And let's walk in here. Oh man, it's dark. But yeah, pretty cool. Wow. It looks great in here. And then up top, you will have another place you can actually go up and shoot out of as well. And I'm sure they would have had candles in here to help light this place, but it's still very neat to stand in one of these. Let's walk out the blockhouse and check out the fort wall here. This was the one of the gates to the fort. This one was not the main gate that they attacked through, but they attacked through this wall over here. This gate was open, however, and then behind it were some other structures that were there, and this gate was never really used. Most of the time that gate was the one that was used, and that's the ones that the Creek Warriors rushed through on the afternoon of August that they attacked this fort. So pretty recreations of just some walls and stuff here inside, picket fences. There was actually structures inside of this location. This was not a very big place, as you can see, all the way around it. And we'll get the drone up in the air in a minute as well. But there was a loom house that stood over in the back, and that's where, straight ahead of us there, and that's where the final defense was said to have taken place, or the final stance was said to have taken place, and that's where ultimately the battle ended, and they burnt the loom house down with a bunch of people inside. But that's where the culmination of the battle took place, and very eerie still being out here today. I mean, a lot has happened here, so, but still very cool. This is the gate that the Native Americans, the Creeks, actually rushed through. They were laying in a ravine straight out to the front. This was a potato field, and then there was a stable out here somewhere as well. But they hid in that ravine, and when the noontime bell rang, they rushed this gate. And there was a captain who fell somewhere in this general vicinity who was trying to get the doors closed because his fort doors were left open. And as he was trying to close it, they cut him down in this general vicinity, and then they rushed from this direction inside of the fort and then surrounded the fort eventually, and it lasted for hours. But at the end of it, just about everyone in here, except for a number of different people, were killed. So only a small amount survived this battle. Some was able to cut a hole through this wall at the end and escape through there, or during the beginning. I don't think it's really quite clear as to what part of the battle that actually happened, even though people have said different things. But they cut a hole through here and escaped to the woods and found refuge. But the sad part about this battle is a lot of the Creek Indians who actually attacked here had family here. And family members, cousins, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, and they were killing their own family. So it was a very sad story in American history, and it's almost forgotten about, in my opinion. And more people need to know about this place and about the Creek Indian Wars. All right, let's see if we can get the drone up. Okay, so you guys have seen Fort Mims, a little bit of it. Don't forget to go back and check that video out down in somewhere in the videos, so you'll see it. Let's keep on going. Let's see where our adventure brings us to next. Gotta have some Milos. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Montgomery Hill Baptist Church, a very old church. This church was established in the early 1800s and has been here for a very, very, very long time. And it has a very old graveyard here. I'm not going to get out and walk around this graveyard. With everything going on, I'm a little superstitious, but we're going to attempt to drive around it here. There's a nice view of the church and then all the bugs on my windshield, but you see some very old graves out here. It was said after the Battle of Fort Mims, this is the spot where the Creek Indians came and actually smoked the scalps that were taken there, and that was the first and last time scalps have been taken in a very long time. There's a grave right straight back where the camera's pointed. That's from April the 10th, 1816. He was born right after, a few years after the Fort Mims massacre. But some very old graves here. Man, this place is very cool. But we can drive around it a little bit. There's undoubtedly some unmarked graves out here as well, I would think. But it's very beautiful. You can see the backside of the church here. This is one of the oldest churches in Baldwin County, Alabama. And it's very, very neat. And wow, just cool. So we're gonna keep going and we will see you guys when we hit up the next spot. All right, guys, we're at our next stop. This is Red Hill Spring, if I can get my finger out the way of the camera. But this ran near the old Federal Road, which ran right through here. And this has been here for a very long time. And it's located right off of the road here. But this is where they would actually stop and get water at. And wow, this water is still very cold and is always cold. But this is a very cool spot, and you can see remnants of the old Federal Road right here, and surrounded by all of these neat rocks. So very cool. Hey guys, well, truck's stinking, and we are going back down the road again. So let's turn you around and show you what we have. All right, guys, so we are coming through Stockton, Alabama now. As you can tell, it's a very beautiful town. There is a lot of live oak trees lining the streets here. It's a very old town. It was established probably late 1700s, early 1800s. It was primarily a logging town. And this is a very, very cool place to come visit. There's nothing here really to do, to be honest. There is a little museum, but it's a very cool historic site. Bartram's Trail runs right through here, and you can see all of the live oak trees through here. And there's some mounds, Indian mounds that came through here. There's the old museum, and then my favorite restaurant, the Stagecoach Cafe. But yeah, of course they're closed because of everything going on. But and a Dollar General, and that's the town of Stockton. So very, very small town, probably 3 miles